from both of your ends, whether it be either backstage, because God knows you've been back behind a lot of stages, or even in a gallery. What's some of the more shocking behavior you've ever seen from either a possible patron or just a rock star that you were filming a documentary on?
Oh, well, when I was, my first job in London, I was 20 years old, and my Uncle Ian was a hairdresser, and he'd been in the army, and he became Freddie Mercury's boyfriend. Oh. It's his bad story. So they just opened a nightclub together, and I was the kid that collected the glasses part-time when I was at college. And one night, Freddie says to me, he says, "Mark, would you like to join in our 15-man orgy? We're going to get a big circle of men. We're going to stick our cocks up each other's asses and form a circle. And your Uncle Ian, in front of me, is going to lead it." And I'm like, I don't know about that, Fred. Unfortunately, in the Freddie Mercury movie, the man that is the straight man at the end is my Uncle Ian.
Oh, wow.
But he died of AIDS.
The story we discussed.
Oh, gosh, he died of AIDS.
He
I'm
died
so
of AIDS.
sorry.
Well, I'm not really surprised. I think all 15 of them did. But that's just a tiny little recollection of something that was still and is quite outrageous, because they were like trying to get me to join in. I was like, "See you later, Fred." But no, that's I spent years with Queen. I'm still friends with Roger Taylor, but yeah, it was just odd times. It was very promiscuous.
Certainly. The only lines or group things I've ever done is a conga.
Oh, Bill, can I tell you an American bad story? Can I tell you an American story?
Please.
I was filming John Travolta in a hotel room. And he walks in the room, and I thought, that's not John Travolta, that's Pee Wee Herman. He was the weirdest looking man I've ever seen, little weird black hair.
It's changed.
Cut a long story short, we did the film, and he goes, "Mark, would you like a selfie with me?" And I said, "Not really." He said, no, I insist you have a selfie with me. I really like you. And I said, "Oh, I don't know, John, I don't know." He says, "Oh, come on, have a selfie with me." So in front of all the boys from my office, he puts his arm around me and sticks his fingers down my arse and said, "Would you come for a sauna with me tomorrow at the Chelsea Harbour Club? We can hang out, play tennis, have fun." I'm like, "You dirty old man." It's like, I was very beautiful when I was younger, Bill.
You are still beautiful. And by the way, request permission to love you, Captain. That is the best anecdote I have ever
I've
particularly
been
decided.
defending John Travolta most of my life.
Bill, I have
By the way,
hundreds.
Mark, you know that her biggest crush growing up was John Travolta.
Well, I look round and I thought, that's Danny Zuko fingering me. This is just not right.
Oh, it's a dream of mine.
Although I have to say, it's really refreshing, and after 25 years of being hit on in this industry, and having to keep my back to the wall, and keep my peripheral vision open, that the men are equally being sexually,
You know what it's like?
yeah.
We call it getting bummed.
Sounds charming when you say it.
Yeah. Well, the royal family are very adept at it. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
But no, Bill, I can come back. I've got 100 of them stories. I've just been asked to do a book, and I'm just gonna say it all now.
Yes.
Can I tell you about Daniel Craig?
Wait, please.
I hate
You
Daniel
are
Craig.
sitting on you've already got a gold mine as far as your art is concerned, but you're sitting on a gold mine as far as that memoir is concerned.
Daniel Craig is a frustrated gay man. I'm in a hotel room with him, and
Allegedly.
no, he's a gay man. His boyfriend's called Michael, lives in Palm Springs, is a set designer. So we'll move on from that. We're in a hotel room, and the TV presenter, my friend Charlie, on the last James Bond film, for some unbeknown reason, calls him an elf.
Okay.
He just says, "You remind me of an elf," because he's a little squat guy.
Guys,
He pulls off the microphone, rips it in half, storms across the room, punches me in the stomach. I go, "This is the most fantastic thing that's ever happened to me. I can now have a fisticuff with James Bond in front of witnesses and kill him because I box." And I thought, this is just fantastic. And then he got all handbags, like that. So we got into the hotel corridor, all these girls pulling James Bond off me, and it was just real good fun. And that night, the national newspapers called me up. They said, "Mark, we got £100,000 in a carrier bag to give you to tell that story. You must tell it. We'll bring the whole film down. We'll finish James Bond." And I was like, oh, I don't want to be famous for that. Not really. I'd be famous for my art. So this went on and on and on. And I managed to just, and then I had the head of the BBC calling me saying, if you split on us, you're in big trouble and all this because you work at the BBC. So that was an interesting story. But next time I come, I'll tell you about Tom Hardy.
Wow.
Oh my God!
I hate Tom Hardy.
He, do you know what?
He-
I'll stick up for Tom Hardy here.
I hate
He is a phenomenally lovely man.
Okay.
And I've never met someone so personable and kind. He's got a heart like an ocean.
I hate him.
Yeah, you can't stand him. But I'm just letting you know, he's a lovely fella.
All right, so let's get some plugs and promotions. Where can we see your work?
The Art of
purchase
Chaos.
It, all of that.
The Art of Chaos is at the Soho Hotel pop-up, 347 Broome Street, which is in the Bowery.
It's a nice area, actually. And there's a lovely Mexican restaurant next door that does lovely tequilas.
Oh, and I had my first taco.
We went there.
First
My
taco.
first taco.
Ah,
It was amazing.
Good.
I love
It was
tacos.
gorgeous, yeah.
It's a lovely place.
It was so great.